Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So he just told you the audience. He didn't say the whole world. He said, hear the words speaking to you, O house of Israel.
Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
This ain't me saying this ain't Pastor Porkchop, this ain't nobody else saying this. The Lord said, learn not the way of the heathen. Now he said, we're the house of Israel. Outside of that is heathen. It's the other nations.
Gather yourselves together, a nation of desire. Gather yourselves together and lift your hands up high. Gather yourselves together, nation of desire. Gather yourselves together, 'cause you're not alone. We've gone a week, yeah, in captivity. Captivity is tough, y'all. Looking forward to see Matthew 12 and 50. Gather yourselves together, a nation of desire. Gather yourselves together and lift your hands up high. Gather yourselves together, nation of desire. Gather yourselves together, 'cause you're not alone. How can we not enjoy ourselves? And uplifting one another. Gather yourselves together, a nation of desire. Gather yourselves together and lift your hands up high. Gather yourselves together, nation of desire. Gather yourselves together, 'cause you're not alone. Oh, gather yourselves as that day draws nigh.
We separate money in the world.
And among one another.
For one cut of a tree out of the
It's about
forest.
to shift.
One cut of a tree out of the forest. The work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
Right, so he's talking about a tree. He's talking about a tree and giving them personal, like, people characteristics. Because they need to worship the tree. These are idols. So now when we put this tree around, what are we representing? We represent they gotta, now we know, all right, we shouldn't idolize the tree. Well, we're just doing it for the kingdom, but what are you teaching them?
Hey, shalom. Shalom, Most High in Christ. Bless y'all. Hope you enjoyed your Sabbath and your Passover. We are going into the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And briefly, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm setting a timer so we can get to the festivities. I haven't eaten all day. I'm hungry. So, so what we're going into, we're going over the ordinances for the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We went over the ordinances for the memorial of the Passover last night. So tonight, Feast of Unleavened Bread. So let's get into it briefly. And we'll see how much time we got to decide if I'm going to go into something else. Exodus chapter 12, and let's start at verse 17. No, let's start at 15. Let's just run through. So from 1 to 14 was the ordinances for Passover. Verse 15.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 15.
Mhm.
7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
Right. Come on.
Verse 16. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation.
So in the first day is a holy convocation. That means the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread is a Sabbath. A lot of people get confused and think that when you're in the New Testament, that Sabbath that was drawn nigh was the weekly Sabbath. It is not the weekly Sabbath. Christ rose at the end of the weekly Sabbath. Come on.
And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation. And in the 7th day there shall be an holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
Right. So these are the first day and the last day is a Sabbath. The 15th day and the 21st day is a Sabbath. Come on.
And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. Verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at even.
Hold on. That's where we're at right now. The sun is going down. What time is it?
8:23.
Oh, okay. So we're probably full into the 15th day now. But at the going down of the sun is when you start the feast. That's what it's saying. So we're in the 15th day now. Watch this. Go ahead.
In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even.
So the 21st day of the month at even is the 21st. So you got, let me use my fingers. So you got the 15th, you have to eat unleavened bread. The 16th, the 17th, the 18th, the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st day. That's 7 days. 7 days you eat unleavened bread. That starts tonight. The Passover has passed. Now we're into the Feast of Unleavened Bread / the Feast of the Passover. Now, go ahead.
It says ye shall eat unleavened bread until,
Go ahead.
Verse 19. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses.
Right.
For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land.
Right, verse 20.
Ye shall not eat nothing leavened. In all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread.
Right, now, from 21 all the way down to verse 33. All the way down to verse 30. From 21 all the way to verse 30 is the night of the Passover. How we kept it. Now, we're going to pick up at verse 31 and go into us leaving after the Passover. Verse 31.
And he called for Moses and Aaron by night, and said, Rise up, and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel. Go and serve the Lord as ye have said.
Right, because the Lord told him that he said, after this last plague, he shall surely thrust you out. So he sent the order saying, y'all can leave. Go ahead and leave. And be quick about it.
And he was only talking to Israel. He was not talking to the Egyptians.
Right.
It seems, various people get it confused. He was only talking to the Israelites in this moment.
Verse 32.
Also, take your flocks and your herds, as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also.
He had the nerve to say, bless me also.
Please
Right. Go ahead.
And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people, that they might send them out of the land in haste.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
For they said, we be all dead men. We be all dead men.
Right. Come on.
And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs,
Kneading
troughs, being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders.
Right. So we're packing our stuff to leave, and we took the dough before it was leavened. This is after the Passover. We're preparing to leave. Pay attention. Go ahead.
And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment.
Like the Lord has said that we were going to do. In particular, he said the women. Go ahead.
And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians,
Mm-hmm.
so that they lent unto them such things as they required.
Go ahead.
And they spoiled the Egyptians.
Verse 37. Watch this. So we have not had Feast of Unleavened Bread yet. We only had the Passover meal the night before. This is the next day. We're preparing to leave. Pay attention. Verse 37.
And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men beside children.
So we left here. We did not cook and have a Feast of Unleavened Bread yet. We took the unleavened dough with us and we left. Verse 38.
And
There's a famous one here all the Christians use. Yeah, go ahead.
And a mixed multitude went up with them, and flocks, and herds, even very much cattle.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And they baked unleavened cakes of dough, which they brought forth out of Egypt.
Which they brought forth out of Egypt. So now it's time for the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We're feasting on unleavened bread after we left Egypt. Go ahead.
Because they were thrust out of Egypt, and could not tarry, neither had they prepared for themselves any victual.
All right, come on, verse 40.
And now the sojourning of the children of Israel, who dwelt in Egypt, was 430 years.
That's because you include Joseph. Joseph was in there 30 years before the rest of the family. Go ahead.
And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day it came to pass, that all the hosts of the Lord went out of the land of Egypt.
Right. We left out. We left out from where we were staying. Where were we at? Goshen. We left. We have left. 42. Then we're going to jump.
It is a night to be much observed unto the Lord.
So it is a night. We left out the next night after Passover, the 14th. We left out on the 15th. Go ahead.
For bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of the Lord to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generation.
So this is the night to be observed for the feast. We've already observed the Passover itself. Now, jump to chapter 13. So what we didn't read in Exodus 12 is Moses and the elders of Israel giving the ordinances to the children of Israel on how to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread. When you read what we read in verse 15 through 20, that's the Lord giving the ordinances to Moses. Now, after we have left out in chapter 13, he's going to give the ordinances to the people of Israel. Verse 1, Exodus 13 and 1.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast, it is mine.
Go ahead.
And Moses said unto the people, Remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. Go ahead.
For by the strength of the Lord, of the hand of the Lord, brought you out of this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten.
Right, give me verse 4.
This day came ye out in the month Abib.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
What you looking for?
Numbers, it might be Numbers 33. Yeah, Numbers chapter 33 and verse 3.
Numbers chapter 33 and verse 3. And they departed from Ramses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month.
See, we departed on the 15th day. Go ahead.
On the morrow after the Passover,
Right.
the children of Israel went out with an high hand in the sight of all the Egyptians.
What was the Egyptians doing when we were leaving? Read the next verse, verse 4.
For the Egyptians buried all their firstborn, which the Lord had smitten among them. Upon their gods also the Lord executed judgments.
Exactly like he said he was going to do. Back to Exodus chapter 13. Pick up at 5 again.
And it shall be, when the Lord shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee, a land flowing with milk and honey, that thou shalt keep this service in this month.
Keep this service in this month. So he's going into ordinances for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, but there's something else in particular too. Like with the Passover, the question, he said, your sons will ask you, why are we keeping this service? And he said, because the Lord passed over the children of Israel. Hold on, flip it back over in verse Exodus 12, 26 and 27 real quick.
Exodus chapter 12 and verse 26. And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service?
Right, come on.
Verse 27. That ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses, and the people bowed the head and worshiped.
Right, now back to Exodus 13. So that's what you're going to say to your children about Passover. Now, where are we at? Verse 6. Exodus 13 and verse 6.
7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and in the 7th day shall be a feast to the Lord.
So the first day is a feast, the last day is a feast. The first day is a holy convocation, a Sabbath. The last day is a holy convocation and a Sabbath. Verse 7.
Unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall be no leavened bread be seen with thee, neither shall there be leaven seen with thee in all thy quarters.
Right. Verse 8. Here we go.
And thou shalt show thy son in that day, saying, this is done because of that which the Lord did unto me when I came forth out of Egypt.
Come on. Verse 10 is the last one.
Thou shalt therefore keep this ordinance in his season from year to year.
Right. So this is so in Exodus 13 is when Moses gave the children of Israel the ordinances for the Feast of Unleavened Bread after we had left out of Egypt. Because we kept the Feast of Unleavened Bread out of Egypt after we left. Give me, just jump back to Exodus, I believe it's 5 and 1. Yeah. We kept the Passover in our houses in Egypt, and we kept unleavened bread when we all came together and left out. Verse 1, Exodus 5 and 1.
And afterward, Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness.
Yeah, the feast was held in the wilderness. Now, let's go to, kind of do like we did yesterday. Let's hit Leviticus 23. Leviticus 23 and 5 and 6.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover.
That was yesterday. Go ahead.
And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
Right. From unleavened bread from the 14th at even, when the day going out, your 15th day to the 21st day. Go ahead.
In the first day ye shall have Salakia. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right. Read verse 8.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. And the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right. Now let's jump back to Numbers like we did yesterday.
First same day, you wouldn't be able to hold that sacrifice in Egypt if you celebrated Passover.
Right. And you can't, let me say this. Because Roy was saying you couldn't make that sacrifice in Egypt. Another thing, remember Moses said, shall we sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians in their face and they kill us because they worship the golden calf. We about to read here in Numbers 28 that one of the offerings, one of the sacrifices that you have to give is the bullock. They worship the calf. Numbers 28, and let's go to 16.
Numbers chapter 28 and verse 16. And in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 15th day of this month is the feast.
Right, go ahead.
7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten.
Come on.
In the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no manner of servile work therein.
It is a Sabbath. Go ahead.
But ye shall offer a sacrifice made by fire for a burnt offering unto the Lord.
For a burnt offering to the Lord. Burnt offerings. So these sacrifices and offerings are done by the priesthood. Whereas with the Passover, every man has to kill the Passover. He has to kill the lamb. But in the Feast of Unleavened Bread, you're doing sacrifices. Go ahead, read it from the top again. Verse 19.
Numbers chapter 28 and verse 19. But ye shall offer a sacrifice made by fire for a burnt offering unto the Lord.
See, it says burnt offering unto the Lord. Go ahead.
2 young bullocks.
See, 2 young bullocks. You're not doing that with the Passover. Go ahead.
1 ram.
You're not offering a ram. You're offering a lamb of the first year in the Passover. Go ahead.
And 7 of the lambs of the first year.
7 lambs. Go ahead.
They shall be unto you without blemish.
Now jump down to verse 22.
And 1 goat for a sin offering to make an atonement for you.
So this is why on the Passover, they always let somebody go. Christ was that scapegoat for Israel. All right. So we only got 10 minutes left because I said I'm going to keep it at 30 minutes. Let's jump to the New Testament. And let's go to Mark. Let's go to Mark this time. Let me check. Mark chapter 14 and verse 1.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 14 and verse 1. After 2 days was the feast of the Passover and of unleavened bread.
See, so the Passover, Mark has it separated, but all of them speak or maybe use a different language, depending on the account. Because you got 4 different accounts of the Gospels. So he said after 2 days was the feast of the Passover, which comes first on the 14th, and unleavened bread, which is on the 15th. Go ahead.
My bad. Mark chapter 14 and verse 1. After 2 days was the feast of Passover and of unleavened bread. And the chief priests and scribes sought how they might take him by craft and put him to death.
Right, go ahead.
But they said, not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar of the people.
So which day was the feast day? Are they talking about the 14th, or are they talking about the feast where it's a holy convocation and it's a Sabbath? They know they can't put Christ to death on the first day of unleavened bread, where it's a holy convocation and the Sabbath. They can't do that on the Sabbath day. Anyway, I won't spend too much time on this stuff. Let's go to Esdras. Let me see. I think it might be 7. Wait a minute. Hold on. It's a bunch of different ones. I'm thinking... I think I got it wrong. Hold tight. Sweet bread. It's First Ezra 7 and verse 10.
This is a book of First Esdras, chapter 7 and verse 10. And the children of Israel that were of the captivity held the Passover the 14th day of the first month. After that, the priests and the Levites were sanctified.
So this is during the time when Ezra, Nehemiah, and Zechariah and all of them came back from the Babylonian captivity. Like you read about this in Nehemiah 8, I believe, is when we came back. So they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month. Go ahead.
They that were of the captivity were not all sanctified together, but the Levites were all sanctified together.
So because we were not cleansed, the Levites did the killing of the Passovers for the children of Israel that were present. Go ahead. Yep, it's here in the next verse.
They that were not of the captivity were not all sanctified together, but the Levites were all sanctified together. And so they offered the Passover for all them of the captivity, and for their brethren, the priests, and for themselves.
All right, go ahead.
And the children of Israel that came out of the captivity did eat, even all they that had separated themselves from the abominations of the people of the land, and sought the Lord.
All right, go ahead. Verse 14.
And they kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days, making merry before the Lord.
See, so this is the celebration. You're supposed to make merry. You're supposed to do this with gladness. Matter of fact, we got a couple of minutes. Let's hit Deuteronomy 16. Show y'all something. Deuteronomy 16. And give me verse 5. I explained this last night, but I'll do it again.
This is a book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16 and verse 5. Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Right, because this is talking about sacrifice. We just went over the ordinances. The sacrifices are done by the priests at the temple at Jerusalem. Go ahead. So even though it say Passover, it's talking about the feast of unleavened bread right here. Go ahead.
But at the place which the Lord thy God chose to place his name in, there thou even There thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt.
Right. At the going down of the sun, the 14th day at even, when it's going out into the 15th day, that's when you do this sacrifice. Those ordinances we read in Numbers 28. Go ahead.
And thou shalt roast and eat it in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose.
Right. Go ahead.
And thou shalt turn in the morning and go to thy tents.
So, the reason, what you're doing here, the reason you turn in the morning and go into your tents is because even when the sun go down, you start the feast and you're partying all night, and then you go into your tents in the morning. Why are you going into your tents in the morning? Because you have to go to Jerusalem for this feast. So everybody's coming from all the tribes, and they're supposed to set up their tents or whatever, and then party all night, and then in the morning you go in your tents. That's why I'm saying in the morning you go in your tents, because you're out partying and keeping the feast and having a good time. So let me see. Oh, I got 2 minutes left. No, for real. I tell you what we'll close out with. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 5. And 7, I believe.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 5 and verse 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Christ our Passover is sacrificed for us.
Right. So purge out the old leaven. When you get to the Feast of Unleavened Bread, that 15th day, you're supposed to have all the leaven out. And you're supposed to get the leaven out of yourself. Verse 8.
Therefore let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
Right. In other words, Israel, let's love each other and enjoy the feast. That's going to do it. I'm Brother Jacob.
Brother Aryeh.
And Roy on OBS. With that, we say shalom,
Shalom.
and enjoy the feast. Most high in
Enjoy.
Christ bless.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So he just told you the audience. He didn't say the whole world. He said, hear the words speaking to you, O house of Israel.
Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
This ain't me saying it. This ain't Pastor Porkchop saying, nobody else saying this. The Lord said, learn not the way of the heathen. Now he said, we're the house of Israel. Outside of that is